Caleb Williams is in the news again. You may have seen a Green Bay Packers fan, Tyler Dunn, wanted to put a piece out on Caleb Williams based on last year. Let's just start off by saying this guy has no sources, or at least no sources that he's named. Nobody with the chest, nobody with the courage to come out and put their name on some of the bullshit that they're spewing. After the season, Caleb Williams did an article. He came out talking about and breaking down his rookie season, definitely said some things that were an indictment against our previous coaching staff. Everybody involved, top to bottom. It was a mess. It was a debacle. Everything. Everybody involved. Nobody safe. You had to figure those guys are not just going to be happy with what was said about them. They're talking about Caleb Williams being overtly disrespectful and not wanting to listen or not wanting to take coaching, not wanting to accept criticism, right? They also talked about changing the snap count to accommodate Caleb Williams. Have you ever heard of simplifying a playbook, simplifying the game for a rookie quarterback, especially when the offensive coordinator and the head coach have both been fired and wiped out? They also accuse Caleb Williams of having to force the scheme to fit him. Isn't it wild that you had to cater a scheme to him? No shit. He just spent the summer learning a playbook under Shane Waldron, who was fired. Then they talk about Caleb Williams potentially having a learning disability, maybe even dyslexia. I don't know about you guys, but listening to Shane Waldron talk and speak, that guy seems like he might have some stuff going on too. If Caleb Williams had dyslexia or a learning disability, and the Chicago Bears didn't know that, drafting him #1 overall, wouldn't you say that's an organizational flaw? Wouldn't you say that's on the Bears for not finding that out, for not knowing that? How do you not know that? This could all be bullshit, which it probably is. He also talked about strained locker room dynamics. Isn't it crazy? There's a strained locker room, that there's a locker room that's upset with how things are going. Tyler starts off talking about the Seahawks game in which we lost 6-3. It was horrible. And the quote from one coach says, "That's when you knew the world was coming to an end." Are you joking? That's when. That's news to me. The Seahawks game is when the world was coming to an end. That was damn near the end of the season, when it was way, way, way past coming to an end. The team quit on their coach way before that. I don't give any weight into what Tyler is saying. I've also seen that some people said that Chris Morgan, the offensive line coach, might have been one of those people in the article. That'd be funny if he was, because I'm pretty sure he coached one of the worst position groups in the entire NFL. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, the rest of your life, you're going to be attached to 68 sacks in an NFL season. But we're supposed to believe that that was Caleb Williams' fault when we see there's plays where we've got guys blocking each other instead of the opponent. Make it make sense. Either you suck at your job or you're reaching. The Chicago Bears have never fired a head coach ever in our history. Mid-season, right? How bad must it have been? Jalen Johnson had to be restrained. They had to separate Jalen Johnson and Matt Eberflus from the locker room. And you're supposed to tell me a rookie quarterback's supposed to overcome and lead all of those guys? If Caleb Williams has a learning disability, we'll find out. If Caleb Williams, who says he wants to be coached hard and wants to work hard and wants to be great, he says all those things, we'll find out. Ben Johnson will find out. Bear down, baby.